I can remember when I found a book came out about all the Chinese in World War One by Summerskill, if I remember, which is now a standard in the field, by the way. I saw this in a tiny ad, privately published, and
come in the main entrance.
The book arrived about 4 days later, and I was completely fascinated by it. But it started because he was on holiday in France, this middle-aged man on his own who loved traveling, and he was zipping along the back roads in France near the Belgian border when he saw a little sign, wooden sign, that said, "À la cimetière chinoise," to the Chinese cemetery. For a second he didn't do anything, he just registered it, the way you do when you're driving along. And then he yanked on the brakes and said, "What? What do you mean, to the Chinese cemetery?" It became a quest. It was a personal fascination with a strange moment of the past. And this, I think, is partly an answer to your story. You need a trigger to get going. And the same thing is now happening with the Chinese in Britain and many levels. People are looking at their own fathers or grandfathers. They're getting in touch through email and so on with other relatives who may be in Singapore or Adelaide or the United States, and including you and your work.
But this is a particularly shocking story, isn't it? Because, I
Yes.
mean, I think I'm right in saying that your father was sort of press-ganged out of Liverpool, was shipped home without a by your leave.
They were forced out. The men were actually forced out in a very unpleasant way. They got themselves into a situation of debt because they had no money. They weren't allowed to have work. And so they were offered a one-way passage back. And a group of us are here today. A lot of our mothers went to the grave believing that they'd been deserted.
But the question is that why is this only emerging some 55 years
60 years on.
Yeah. It's only just in the past few years this story come to light.
And there
What
are
crap are you watching, Rabbi?
In the United States, for instance, a surprising amount of Chinese fought in the American Civil War on both the Union side and the Confederate side. And it's taken a century for people to even think that was a meaningful and now absolutely fascinating area. And I think if you and your group can get this story told, you have an absolutely remarkable historical topic.
We've got David Yip here, who he'll forgive me for saying this because it's a handle you have to live with. You made your name in this country as the Chinese detective on the telly in the 1980s. Yeah. Anyway, David Yip, you are also the product of such a family.
Yes, that's right. I'm a son of a Chinese seaman and a local girl. But following on from what Yvonne said, history is only given for those who are visible, for those who stand up. What has continuously frustrated me is the invisibility of the community I belong to. We are incredibly